saltdogs.com to secure your tickets now. Unleash the fun.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska. Carriker Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. They are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Carriker Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Carriker Services, on the air because they care.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
There's that pit in my stomach. I hope that knot gets untangled and untied so that the Royals can be in contention for the playoffs come late August into September. I'm not holding my breath for it, but before I freak out and lose my mind about how bad things are right now, I'm going to choose to look back at last year and remember how bad 56 and 106 felt.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 5-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a hold on Adam Carriker, who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome everybody in to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. It is Tuesday, and you fine folks know what that means. It means that the face that runs the place and yours truly, we're going to talk a little pro wrestling, all right, a little WWE. Now, DP sent me a message, all right, on social media, a recent Toni Storm entrance, which I had not seen, and I got to be honest, it was phenomenal. She's doing epic work, and I wish more people were talking about it, but it gave me an idea for today's show topic. I want to talk about the greatest entrances in all time in pro wrestling history. I found another list. I actually found 3 lists. Okay. We're going to pay attention to the one that was actually written in the past decade. Okay. Now, it's the most up-to-date one I could find. Now, it still doesn't have the most recent Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes entrances on there, but that's the only one that I could find recently that's not on there, so we can add that. So it's a top 20 list, so we'll go top 22, so to speak, because we got to add those 2 in there. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Tuesday. Hope everyone's got great fun plans coming up for the 4th on Thursday here in a couple of days. We're going to talk wrestling, as I'm sure you put together by now. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to Bonzel Pool and Spa. If you're looking for pool, saunas, hot tubs, they're the fine folks that can help you out with the aforementioned things. Also, if you need your pool, saunas, and hot tubs taken care of and or service, check them out at bonzelpool.com. All right, DP, how you doing, my friend?
Hold on, it's my phone gone. It's gone rogue.
I hear an echo.
I'm good, brother. I had to. Yeah, my phone went rogue. Listens way too closely to what's going on. I'm good. I'm excited about the idea of greatest entrances. Are we talking regular entrances? Or are we talking special, specific, one time? Hey, let me show out kind of entrance.
So that was a decision I had to make. I had to make one of 3 decisions: just regular entrances, WrestleMania entrances, because that list came up actually first, and then one-time, one-off specific entrances. For now, I just want to do regular entrances, and then maybe once we get through these 20, we can do a combination of WrestleMania / one-off type entrances if you're cool with that.
Got it. Good
All right, man. All right, so as I mentioned, these two entrances are not on the list, but they're the only two I could think of modern day wrestling that are not on the list. So we're going to start off with them. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. All right, so let's start off with Roman Reigns. His modern entrance, think of the bloodline, think of the ones in the air, think of the pan shot that they always make out to the crowd, and everybody stands to their feet like in awe because Roman is here. We're not booing him out of the building anymore. We now love him, even though we hate him, but we love him. Ones to the sky. What are your thoughts on Roman's theme song as well? I love his freaking theme song. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is when you get into the entrances versus the theme song, because that's kind of a great separator.
Mm-hmm.
There are theme songs that are so good,
mm-hmm.
and then there are entrances that go with the theme song. And you're right, 22 is about where, because there's so many of these that in this day and age they miss it. Roman has developed a presence. Like they did the whole big fist thing, and then they've changed the music to kind of match the persona, and the call and response to it tells you it's top 25. I'm going to be challenged to put it in the top 15. I think top 25 is where it belongs.
For me, man. So it's interesting because that was another list that we could do as entrance songs. There's so many ways you can break this down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll tell you right now, my number 5 entrance, when we eventually get to that, there's nothing special about the entrance. The guy just walks down to the ramp talking trash nonstop. Okay, gives you a gigantic hint who it is. But
right.
The entrance song is the song that kicks off my show every day. That is my favorite entrance song of all time. Okay, The Broken Glass, Stone Cold, and all that. So for me, when you talk entrance, it's a combination of everything. It's the performer, it's how the crowd responds, it's the entrance. I thought they hurt Roman a ton by the beyond obvious push years ago and just shoving him down our throats, okay? And then they let him be the one to keep the Shield entrance song, which just made it worse. I love his entrance song now. It's unique. It's iconic. You know exactly who it is, and it feels like a big freaking deal. So I love Roman Reigns' modern entrance. All right, Cody Rhodes, okay, is the next one I want to talk about, and then we'll get into the official top 20 list that I'm going to look at here. I may surprise you with my thoughts on Cody's entrance, but go ahead, DP.
One, it has taken that anthem path where it is the must sing along entrance. And we go through that cycle because, different wrestlers have it where, Seth sing along, which, kind of goes against the music. Then there's Takamura and his Kensei did it the right way. And then here's the problem. You don't know heel sing along, face sing along. So for Cody, it's more a payoff for all things past. Like, Cody, we're sorry. We're sorry we didn't think you were awesome the first time. We're sorry that you had to leave and then come back. We're sorry. We love you, bro. We really do. That's kind of what lands with me about Cody.
So I was trying to think of other songs real quick before I dive into my thoughts on Cody Rhodes' entrance. I did not put Seth Rollins on here. I easily could have added him to that modern day list. There's a couple of other sing-alongs as well. I actually personally really like Drew McIntyre's entrance, but I did not put him on here. CM Punk, I love Cult of Personality, the entrance song itself. Okay, but I didn't put those on here. To me, it's got to really, really stand out and be epic and iconic. And these were the two that kind of stood out to me a little bit. I like Cody Rhodes' entrance in AEW better. Now, he didn't always get the response, especially not at he got plenty of a response at the end, but it was a different response. I can't believe Tony Khan was so foolish as to just allow him to take his theme song with him to WWE. That's a bad business move right there, in my opinion, but that's his decision. He's done it with other wrestlers. They own their music. They own their rights to their name, all that stuff. Hey, that's his decision. But I thought his AEW entrance, because he would come out from underneath the ring, if I remember right, and he had like the gold bars or something like that. It's been so long since I've seen it. I actually like that a little bit better, okay? And I always felt his song in AEW was underrated.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't he get more of a response? The response he gets in WWE is much better. I think the entrance itself in AEW was a smidge better. But those are kind of my thoughts on that. All right, now, as we officially enter the top 20 list here, number 20 on this particular list, all right, is Gangrel or The Brood. All right, The Fire and Edge and Christian and all of them coming out together. What were your thoughts when you were watching this entrance back in the day? Because, pun intended, I literally thought it was fire.
Yeah, here's the thing. I knew then that the greater talent was behind Gangrel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop it. Like, because that's the third best entrance of the three people who walked out to it.
Mm-hmm.
It literally is the third best one. And so, yeah, there was talent on it. It was a vibe, but no, if you took Christian and or Edge's entrance, it ranks better, higher than the Gangrel.
So it's hard to argue that. I think for me, and this is just totally there's a personal list that could be, there's so many lists we could make off this, but there's a personal preference list, whereas I'm trying to do what I think is the best entrance list. I just personally, and I'm very standalone in this, I've never met anyone else who feels like I do. I never liked Edge entrance song. I just never did. It's unique. You know who it is.
Hey, bro.
I know.
Super high. That's like the standard.
Dude, I'm on an island with this opinion. I'm aware of that.
Man, get on the hill, baby.
Dude, I just never liked it. I can't explain it. It doesn't make sense. It has all the intangibles of being a great entrance song, and I just never liked it. Personally, it just didn't click for me, dude.
They get the fan going right. They get the vibe right. Like, and it didn't matter heel or face. It lands every single time.
I get it. I know. I'm on an island. It's okay. I'll live here.
Man,
you know.
That's so good.
All right. So Rey Mysterio is next on the list at number 19. I'll give my thoughts. This is the perfect intro for Rey Mysterio. From the song, it fits him perfectly. From him coming up and popping up from under the stage below, popping in the air. I don't know if that's the best way to describe that, but that's really what he did. He's a high flyer. Like, to me, this was the perfect entrance for Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio Jr. What are your thoughts, DP?
I loved, again, him, the stage popping him into the air, and then that, that one sound. But I kept seeing Eddie. I kept seeing Eddie would do this better. Like, this would be better. And again, I kept tying him to Eddie and Chavo.
Mm-hmm.
That, ooh, Chavo always lands like it always lands. So,
yep.
And then add to that Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
So in pocketing them, I devalue it a little bit. I love the fact, because I don't remember anybody else getting the pop-up other than Rey. So it is top 20 ranked just because somebody was innovative enough to put the pop-up in.
I think it just fit Rey perfectly, like who he is and what he does in the ring. You talk about Eddie. My favorite entrance of his was I lie, I cheat, I steal, all that. Yes. I love that. Yes. That was my favorite version of Eddie. And then he'd like throw the chair to the other guy and he'd fall down and the ref would get mad at the other guy because he thought he hit him with the chair. Like, I love that type of stuff. That was my favorite stuff from Eddie.
Bought it in. I don't know if you caught the WWE Rivals episode Sunday of Eddie versus Rey. And it just rocked me to my soul. They're getting better at them. Kudos to them for that, because the storytelling behind that, and they told it without Vicky, which was a little interesting. Mm-hmm. No Vicky, no Chavo, but yeah, it was a good run. So yeah, the Rey Mysterio take is valid.
I'm not sure how you don't incorporate them just a little bit. I guess if you want to keep the focus just on Eddie and Rey, that's fine. But I don't know how you don't incorporate, at least mention them a little bit. But
yeah, like they got shown in passing. And of course, Rey talked about them. but of course Eddie's not around to talk about him. But it was them in the storytelling, and then the round table of people who were talking about it as well. I thought that would have been ideal, but I understand.
All right, next on the list, number 18, the Hardy Boys. All right, this is something that really hasn't changed much over the years. It's been fairly the same, and I'm not knocking it in a bad way. It just is what it is. It's been fairly consistent. It hasn't really changed since the Attitude Era. Maybe that's because in some people's minds it's iconic, it's easily recognizable. Maybe that's because they kind of tend to come and go individually to different wrestling organizations, and then it's easier when they come back just to keep using the same old. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's recognizable. Otherwise, you got to reintroduce people, and then they may or may not stay together. I think it's a great entrance. I don't think shaking it up's a bad idea. This one was always good for me, but not great. What are your thoughts?
So here's the problem. The Jeff Hardy entrance is top 5. Just
by himself. Yes, I agree.
Him by himself, coming out, literally like the WrestleMania return where he comes out and gets into the Rumble. It's one of the few times I can remember standing up in my living room and actually doing the Jeff Hardy dance with him.
Dude, I'm trying to picture you right now doing that.
Yeah. Oh, it was full on, bro. It was yes. And like I went full Beavis and Butthead. Like it was happen. You throw the horns up and you get your shake on. And that was but that's again iconic in that if in that moment you set the table and you're the thermostat for the room. You're not taking the temperature. You're literally entrances at their top level change the room. And that's literally how you measure that for Jeff Hardy and the Hardy Boys.
So you make a good point. When you got a tag team or a group like the Brood earlier, but the individuals and their entrances are actually better, that absolutely, I think, impacts how people view the group entrance as well. So let's go back to Edge and Christian real quick. And then we can come back to the Hardys individually. My favorite inundation of Matt Hardy was Delete. That whole Delete Matt Hardy, which I feel like because of the whole TNA owning the rights, et cetera, he tried to do it in certain ways, but he really couldn't. I feel like we never got the full what potential of that, what could have been that version of Matt Hardy. But where would you put Edge and Christian's individual entrances? Because just a sneak peek, they are not listed later on this list. Where would you put their individual entrances potentially on this list?
Well, I mean, them as a tag team is top 10 because them taking the photo op was just spectacular. Like, it was just like literally everybody, you could be in the crowd. I was in the crowd when that was happening, and literally having 20,000 people just pose with them for no apparent reason. like actual adults just posing. Like, it was like, okay, y'all won. Like, you won. And in my radio days, there's certain entrances that carried along into sports radio. And that was Edge was one of them. Christian and what he did is so good. So yeah, individually, they know how to get it done. They're usually good decision makers. And then let's add in Lita to this conversation, because then it's them with the long strides and Lita coming out and giving that Lita work. Yeah. they certainly have figured it out.
I loved Lita's entrance, and it wasn't anything crazy. Part of it, was just her being her. She was kind of the first diva at the time, but the woman who really acted like that, for the first time ever. And for me, I related more to how she was and her character and kind of just how she is, rather than how a lot of women had been portrayed up to that point. And now other people have kind of done that as well. Rhea Ripley, she's taken it to another level as well. Like, that's kind of what I'm more drawn to just a little bit. So I loved her entrance. Trish Stratus is not on here. The beginning of her entrance song, I think, is very recognizable. I think that initial boom, like if you smell what The Rock is cooking, that initial pop, the broken glass, like that's a big deal to me. I tend to like that more than per se the longer drawn out entrances. Although I'm going to be a bit of a hypocrite when I release my number one entrance later on, whether it's today or tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be a hypocrite, but that's okay. We are being told we need to head to a break. One last question though before we go to break. Okay, Christian.
Yes.
I believe he is doing the best work he's ever done in his career right now in AEW. What are your thoughts on what he's doing right now?
I disagree one bit. I think it's a shame that it's not under the big scope and not under the Big Ten. I think it's shameful and sad. But yeah, sometimes you have to go away from home to kind of grow, and that's what he's done. And bravo. I would imagine a return is inevitable because he's doing top level work.
I love when people stay in character outside of the ring. Okay, like The Undertaker was in character for years, and now he's obviously broken it lately since he retired. Yeah. But I love when people stay in character. Like, I forget who it was. It was years ago. I want to say Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. I could be completely wrong. They're feuding, okay? Like in the wrestling world, so to speak. But all of a sudden, they're like posting pictures together on Twitter at the time. And I hated that. Like, let me live in my delusional fantasy wrestling world. Don't burst my bubble like that. My point is, Christian recently did an interview, and he was in full character the entire time, and I loved it.
Love it, 100%.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Hey, future Hall of Famers. It's 3-time national champion Rashawn Jackson here to let you know about the Youth Running Backs Camp held on July 6th at the Lincoln Sports Foundation. Come learn from some of the biggest names in football of the state, including Amir Abdullah, Amon Green, Terrell Farley, Demorne Pearsonell, Derrick Pearson, Jay Foreman, Todd Euler, Kenny Bell, and myself. And get a free t-shirt with sign-up. Please visit theticketfm.com to register. That's theticketfm.com to register. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance. See you there, and go Big Red.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska. Carriker Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. They are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Carriker Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
There's that pit in my stomach. I hope that knot gets untangled and untied so that the Royals can be in contention for the playoffs come late August into September. I'm not holding my breath for it, but before I freak out and lose my mind about how bad things are right now, I'm going to choose to look back at last year and remember how bad 56 and 106 felt.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. All right, we're going through the greatest wrestling entrances of all time, having a whole lot of fun discussing, debating this particular topic. All right, just a reminder, as always, you can check out all things Carriker Chronicles at carrikerchronicles.com. Also, on YouTube as well. All things 93.7 The Ticket, theticket.com, Facebook, Twitter, TV, radio, just about everywhere you want to try to find it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's return.
Amazon Prime for Carriker. Amazon Prime, Carriker. Yeah.
Amazon Prime. There you go. My bad. Can't leave that out. All right. Now, I'm going to admit this next entrance, and this was the original entrance. She now has a different one since. She kind of turned heel. Now she's back face again. This next entrance, the one they refer to on the list, and we can discuss her more recent ones, I hated it. Okay, it was Bayley's early entrance with the Bayley buddies that were flowing with the air through them and the hug crap, and I hated everything about this entrance. It annoyed the crap out of me when they got rid of it. I was so happy her entrance now it's blasé. I actually really like her. Money in the Bank winner, Royal Rumble winner, multi-time women's champion. Actually had the opportunity to meet her one time. Could not have been any nicer.
Right.
Hated this entrance. Her entrance now is blasé. I don't know, man. What were your thoughts on the Bayley buddies, the hugging, and all that stuff?
I am a sports radio guy. And in my career, one of the things that were consistent are the radio station buddies that you put outside of remotes at car dealerships and supermarkets all over America. And this was, listen, to see, here's the power of what that did. That again, in a live venue, that grown men, construction workers, firemen, police officers, athletes would all go Bayley buddy. They would all do that stupid blow up thing. And it was spectacular like that. If you can create in that space a new thing to get people out of their space in whatever your vibe is, so you could have your favorite face just win, and then here comes the villain music, and you immediately go, oh no. Or the heel just won, and you're mad and you're bitter, and then boom, 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 here comes your music. Here comes the superhero. We all stand and cheer. That either route is a thing of importance. Yes, give me Bailey's buddies.
All right, like I said, I respect your opinion, but I hated it. Her entrance now. I like Bailey. She's had a successful career. It's very blasé to me. What do you think of her current entrance now?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what they're doing with her with her phase. They don't really know. They don't really know like who her rival is. Who like you built her up. Figure out what to do with it. So that's more of a programming thing and not a Bailey thing.
All right. So next up is an entrance that we did not get to see for long enough, yet it still makes this particular list, and that is the glorious Bobby Roode. All right, so think of a blackened arena, I don't know, like 1,000, million piano chords, numeration, comprehension. At least that's what it sounds like. Then light, the blinding, inescapable light, the shimmering form of Bobby Roode on a spinning pedestal, and what sounds like a heavenly host bellowing the word glorious with enough force to bring the house down. My simple thought is great entrance. We did not get to see it enough. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean that was part of the deal is that sometimes the entrance has to you have to give a story behind it and give it enough meat and potatoes. It can't just be popcorn. It just can't be popcorn. Great entrances without the story behind it. And there's a ton of folks who had that. I mean, Jimmy Valiant, Boogie Woogie, Jimmy Valiant back in the day. Had a great entrance. They didn't do a really good job of letting him tell the story. There are certain wrestlers along the way where this happens. Roode is certainly in that conversation. They were trying to recapture "Hello, ladies."
Oh, Val Venus.
Right? But then to expand it and allow him to go in the ring and be that person, they failed at the latter.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they kind of didn't know what to do with him after a while once he got called up. He was one of those NXT victims. I don't know what else to call him. Vince McMahon got a hold of him and didn't know what to do, and then he's had a few injuries. So next on the list, you could argue this is a great spot. You could argue it's higher or should be higher simply because of who it is. To me, the "if you smell what the Rock is cooking" is iconic. The presence that he has, the way he carries himself is absolutely phenomenal. It's easily recognizable. There's not a lot more to his entrance. I don't know that he needs it, okay? I personally love the new entrance that he came out with, that they came out with for him right before WrestleMania. If we're talking about that entrance and that music and that inundation of if you smell what the Rock is cooking, that is top 5 all time for me. In this particular list, they're talking about his normal entrance. What are your thoughts here, DP?
I think the nickname is Hollywood Rock.
The
Hollywood Rock entrance is elite. It's elite. He didn't need anything else. He didn't need to listen. Nobody gets the bang that Rock does. Like it's just, that's all there was. Like, let me say these 3 things, and then that real heavy bass just beating on an arena and beating at your soul. And it didn't matter whether he was heel or face. That beat, that bass carried you. Like you literally walked with him down the ring, and that's kind of the purpose. That's how good it is. That the beat of it, he didn't have to say anything. Come on down, bro. Let's get this fight on.
Now it's number 15 on this list. Do you think that's about right? Do you think it should be higher?
Higher, way higher.
Again,
and it didn't matter which, because he falls in the category. I'm trying to think that there's only 3 that have different ones that matter, right? Because do you want that Rock, like any version of Rock entrance, any version of Cena entrance, and then Undertaker? Undertaker had, because he has the American Badass, he has the there's different ones. Those are the ones that sit at the top of it because, Flair with his, those are the 4. And then whoever you want to add as a 5th, Stone Cold, maybe this guy that we'll get to at some point. But Mick Foley is also another one that if you take multiple characters, any of their entrances and all of their entrances wrapped in one, you have to put them in their own space.
So I agree with you. And It's kind of like Rock is great as a heel, is great as a face. He's very on the mic. I rated him number 1 because of his versatility, and he's really good at it. Just in general, his mic skills are insane. You could say the same thing about his entrances. Again, I'm going to repeat his most current entrance.
Yeah.
The changes they made to the song, the way he's like walking to the ring now, nice and slow, like I'm the final boss. I'm a big freaking deal. That's top 5 for me. I can't wait to watch that when he comes back.
We're going to have 15 in our top 5.
We're going to have what?
We're going to have 15 in our
top 5. I'm starting to notice that. So if you notice, I keep pulling out my phone. I'm typing the new entrance. I'm like, how do I work this in too? Like, I'm going to have to readjust my list a little.
Here's the thing. Can I just say this is how I know how tough the top 5 is going to be. We can't even make a top 5 out of the McMahons.
Oh, man. That's a good point. I forgot about Vince. Holy cow.
Really, we can't do a top 5 for the McMahon family.
Dude, I just
Hunter's there. Linda had her own. Stephanie's, oh my goodness, take your Shane. Look, all you gotta do is here we go. Like everybody, come on. This is an impossible list.
Here comes the money, and then he's got the foot shuffle, always with the white, like just bright new white sneakers.
Great new Jordans every week. Like
I keep adding, dude, I got to reevaluate my entire list. I know I won't have to reveal it till next week because we won't get through this whole thing today. Thank God. I need another week to think about it. All right, number 14. I don't know how I feel about this. I love the song. I love a lot of things about this entrance, but I don't think it's a top 20 entrance. Half of it annoys the crap out of me, the way he dances and the way he's falling back, and I don't have the flexibility in my quads to do this anymore. But Shinsuke Nakamura, it's a good entrance. Love the song. What he does just annoys me while he's doing his entrance. But what are your thoughts here?
He is my favorite weirdo.
Dude, that's the best way to put that, dude.
He's my favorite weirdo. Like, there's nothing about him that should say, I love this dude. Even if he's a good guy or bad guy, I don't care. He's just a weirdo in the best way possible. Like, what are you wearing, bro? I don't even know. Like, where do you shop? What do you like? Who is your dude who tells you, hey, Shinsuke, red pleather from head to toe. Let's go. And like, great idea. and we all sing along. We also like the violin chord. We know that culturally the violin is its sole purpose as an instrument is to have you drag along the strings with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's masterful in that. And yes, I need to know what the ER report numbers are for grown-ups who tried to copy and mimic Shinsuke's backwards bend over, and then ruptured an Achilles or it's like, wait a minute, you can't bend that way, bro. It doesn't work. So yeah, I don't know. You can't be right or wrong on this one. It's Shinsuke. He's his own space.
I think it's good, not great. Favorite weirdo. My new favorite way to describe somebody. That's one of my favorite things. I had a teammate in DC describe me as a real nice guy with a-hole tendencies. That was another one of my favorite ways I've heard somebody described. I was like, thanks, Damian. I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment. Perfect. All right. We got to take another break, but I want to do one more. And I swear to God, like, I'm just going through this list and I'm just reacting. Okay. This is not my first time seeing it because I went through it before we came on air. I get why it's on here. I just personally do not like all the lights and the flashing. And I really think she should change it to something else. Naomi, Feel the Glow, all that stuff. I don't know. I'm personally just not a fan of it. I like Naomi a lot. Insanely talented. I just am a personal fan of her Feel the Glow entrance. What are your thoughts?
It is necessary. I'm not sure that it's, well, yeah, I guess it is in the women's top 10, but not in this because, and I know we're going to break, but I want us to use this to set the table that the two premier entrances are the Fabulous Freebirds and Space Mountain. Like those are the two that you went, oh, this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're going to go in a different direction, Naomi's entrance is not even D'Lo Brown good.
Mm-hmm. The head bob, all that stuff. Yep.
Like that should be if it's not that good, don't do it. Don't do it. Like I get that that's for the little girls. I get that's not for us, but it's saying a lot to put it in the top 15.
I agree with you. I don't have a whole lot more to add to that. I will say just a little teaser. The next entrance that is on this list at number 12, I have at number 6 on my list. And in all fairness, it's not Goldberg, but this guy was my favorite wrestler when I was a kid. So maybe that makes me a little bit biased. So there's the teaser. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pay a few bills. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today: showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. We'll see an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms early and mostly clear, low around 61. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies will return. We'll see an afternoon high around 89. Meteorologist Kyle Carriker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and Air Park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot, and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Carriker Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. They are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Carriker Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Carriker Services, on the air because they care.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. Before DP and I close out number 12, number 11, we'll probably save the top 10 pro wrestling entrances of all time for next week. Real quick, check out The Ticket, all social medias, YouTube, podcast platforms, TV, radio, and Amazon Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, the Carriker Chronicles, carrikerchronicles.com. We now have 21 content contributors on the revamped website, also on the Tube of You YouTube as well. Before we dive into number 12, I was thinking during the commercial break, I was like, who are my favorite women's entrances of all time? And I come back to the two I mentioned earlier, and you're going to notice a common theme, as I mentioned earlier. Number one is Rhea Ripley. I love it. And number two is Lita. Who are some of your favorite women's entrances of all time, DP?
So the first one that I remember was actually Girls Only Want to Have Fun with Wendy Richter.
Okay. All right.
Because Cyndi Lauper is going to come bopping down the ring with you. Like, who's better to be led by? Cyndi Lauper is leading you to the ring? Okay. I'm all in.
Yep.
I'm all in. Trish and but it has to be cowboy hat Trish.
Yes.
Cowboy hat Trish. Spectacular.
Yep.
And then Sensational Sherry Martel had different runs, and all of them were exceptional. And we didn't do enough. We didn't give her enough respect. And then privately, Vicky Guerrero. Screaming,
okay.
Excuse me. Yeah, that was the greatest babysitter in the history of man. If you had 20,000 people misbehaving, have Vicky, excuse me. Perfect. It was perfect. Everybody went, oh, here we go. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here comes the substitute teacher. Cool. Okay.
She was so good at being so awful with that. Excuse me. I can't even do it justice. It was so awful, and she was so good at doing it so awfully. That was the whole stick. She was great at it. If I was to add my number 3 and 4, it would be Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bach just gave me that one.
Yeah.
Just during the break.
What she's done, kind of combining her dad into her entrance theme, I think she's taken it to the next level, kind of like the figure 4 to the figure 8. She took it to the next level. And then number 4 for me personally would be Trish Stratus. Okay. All right. Number 12 on this list. As a kid, all right, he was my favorite wrestler of all time. He's been shown love. He's been shown the opposite of love over the years. I love the energy. I love the enthusiasm, the running to the ring. I love the entrance song as a kid, the shaking of the ropes. Okay, if we could see a match between this guy, the Ultimate Warrior, and Goldberg someday, dude, my head would explode. I would just be so pumped. But number 12 on this list, and he's in the top 10 of my personal list, is the Ultimate Warrior's entrance. What are your thoughts, DP?
Literally, Bach and I were just talking about it on the break, that there was no moment that I can recall more for an entrance was first time I saw a Warrior live, Cap Center, Washington, Landover, Maryland. And we knew he was coming. But this is the first time we saw him live. And I've never felt goosebumps the way when the guitar strum hits and he's in a full sprint. And Bach and I were laughing because just imagine 20,000 people grabbing each other and the back of their chair and shaking it like they're shaking the ropes. It was just insanity. I don't know. There is one other. Give me 30 seconds.
Okay. They
just did a personality profile on RVD, on Rob Van Dam. And you're 100% right that his entrance transcended everything else that was going on in the building. It was officially his building when RVD came through. And as a sports radio guy in Salt Lake City, whenever we did remotes, they would play that, and then I would stand on a desk or on a chair and hit the RVD. Yep, like it was spectacular. So I'm not sure where that is on the list, but it better be.
It's not on this particular list.
It's not. Whoever wrote it had no idea what they were talking about.
I mean, no disrespect to a couple of the ones I pointed out that I'm not a fan of earlier, but you could easily take them out, insert RVD, you know.
Yep.
But as we discussed, it's hard, dude. There's so many good entrances. I think what I love about the Warrior, and the only other guy from his era or before his era, even on this list anywhere, everybody's post Warrior Hogan on this entrance list. So the only other guy on this list that's even similar to the Warrior as far as eras is Hulk Hogan. But I think Warrior was the first person to really say an entrance is a big deal and it's going to be a big deal. And he was the first one to really kind of kick that off. All right. And if Bach wants to chime in, dude, Jake, I'd love to hear any of your thoughts. If Bach wants to chime in, feel free to hop in. We'd love to hear your thoughts on any of this. I'm going to dive into number 11 here. You know, arguably the greatest faction entrance. You could also throw the Brood in there. You could also do the Wyatt family. There's others you could throw in there. D-Generation X, NWO, if you like that one particularly. But the Shield at number 11. All right, coming out through, not the crowd, but coming down from below, coming down through the stairs. Seth Rollins would always do the tumble over. That was my favorite part of the entrance itself. But you got the Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose at number 11 here. And the entrance song itself, what you got? Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta. I think that's what they said. And then the dun-dun would hit. You know, what are your thoughts on the Shield's entrance?
Okay, greatest faction entrance ever.
You think it is the greatest?
No.
I said arguably, or in that conversation.
No, you can strum fork. So I'm going to include the Freebirds as a faction.
Okay.
And I'm going to add the Four Horsemen as a faction.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That the Horsemen just corded up. Literally, if you're below the Mason-Dixon line and you watch wrestling, when you hear the first four chords of that for the Horsemen and the four fingers go up, the whole building changed. So I like some of this, but the best faction entrance? Oh, you didn't know?
Yep. Yep.
Listen, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn did a thing. They did a thing. So, yeah, that's kind of how I remember. I like the Shield, but it falls down the list some for me.
They're the highest rated one on here. That's a fact. I just went through and looked again. They're the highest rated one that's on here. There is none of the people you just mentioned or groups that you just mentioned. No DX, none of that. It's hard, dude. There's so many good entrances.
It's not even like, listen.
There's so many entrances.
Well, but the icons are this. What a rush.
Yep. The Road
And
Warriors.
Right? Like, if you're not at that level, no, you're not in the conversation. Like, we're giving credit for a lot of people who did okay work, but there are some icons in this thing, man. There's some depth to it.
Where would you put DX's entrance? Because I think a lot of fans would immediately probably jump to them as maybe being at the top of the faction entrance list or in the top 3.
That's the right argument. That D-Generation X, because one, the profile, the wrestler's profile of when they were doing it, which is why Horsemen are in that category too. But when we did the microphone conversation, we disrespected Road Dogg because Road Dogg is as good. Jesse James was as good at firing a crowd as anybody. Like, he's literally as good as anybody. And his coming up with that and then his delivery, he was on time, man. Road Dogg was something else.
I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do it all the time, just out of nowhere. Oh, you didn't know? And then I started having kids. I think that's why I got rid of it, because of your better call somebody. So all of a sudden I was like, I probably shouldn't say that around my kids. But there was a time when my wife would just roll her eyes like, oh my God, here he goes again. So I'm with you. I can't believe we left Road Dogg off last week, man, or a couple weeks ago.
Being a coach, a high school coach, I just heard all the stories of my athletes walking into a classroom and getting suspended or sent to, because they used the final 2 words. Like, and they did the hand flip, and you can't do it, man. Like, I know it's funny, but no, you can't. You can't. If you're not down with Adam Carriker, we got 2 words for you. And report to the principals.
Yeah, pretty much. I think as far as an entrance, I think it's got to be included in the conversation. I will say this. Road Dogg was great on the mic. I don't have a lot of personal memories outside of him doing that entrance that stick out to me on the microphone, though, which is why I don't think he occurred to me when we were talking about best talkers over the past couple of weeks. What are your thoughts on that?
He set the crowd up every night. Like, there aren't many people who grab the microphone and set the entire tone for what was going to be said on the mic that night. Dusty did it. Flair did it. Road Dogg did it. Everybody else, Cena did it. Like, it's Rock did it. You can think of the ones, right? That's how good he was. That in that space, that he opened the door, he came out, he owned them he held them in his hand, and then he finished it. Like, he finished them. Like, he dropped the mic every single night with the 2 words, and then he dropped the mic, and then they'd go win a tag team championship.
All right, man, we're going to save the top 10 and then our top 10 for the next couple of weeks. But I'll give you a hint. There's no John Cena on here. There's no Doctor of Thugonomics. There's no the most annoying entrance song of all time that drove me nuts. But that's not on here. What are your thoughts on that? No John Cena anywhere.
It's tough, but it makes sense if you're talking about just for entrance.
Dun, 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 dun. Yep. Oh my gosh, so annoying. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually out the rest of this week. Tune in tomorrow for Dropping the Knowledge. Happy 4th on Thursday. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. I will be back on Monday. I will be joined by Nebraska softball superstar Jordy Ball, as well as talking all Husker sports. Have a great 4th of July. Until next time, go Big Red, and always remember to throw the bones.
A team succeeds when they work together.